Tom Newman, the legend. Yet again, working with Tom on this record now. It's our fifth album of mine, the three Sanctuaries and Ringmaster. And he just brings so much to the table. You know, I can see what he brought to the table with Mike, and you can hear it. I can hear it. You listen to the albums he's not on, and the difference. You know, I can see the parts. Obviously, Tom has gone, we should do this, we should do that, or pushed. You know, and that's what a great producer does. And I think every musician needs somebody, you know, with a big stick that they respect, telling them they can make something better, and they can, you know, to push you on, because you can become lazy on your own, and it's only one person's opinion. And I know that every musician's got a massive musical ego. You've got to have an ego where you think, this is what it's got to be like, I got to see it through. You know, that's what you got to have. That you got to have drive. But then you've also got to have the ability to listen when someone tells you that something can be better, and take it on board. And any ideas, I will listen to anyone. I love it when somebody proves me wrong or comes up with a great idea that makes my music better. And that's what producers do. And Tom is amazing at that. And his take is completely different to mine on mixing. And I wish I could, you know, and I work hard on this record in particular to try and evoke Tom's way of thinking, because I've been brought up what he calls the BBC way of working, where everything's got to be perfect in time, you know, clean edits and played pristine. And, you know, the Trevor Horn, I'm a massive fan of Trevor Horn, but it's like you can lose something with it. And I think, and on one of the last albums, you know, I got to the very, very end, the mastering stage. Well, it was going to press, and Tom went, "You've blown it." He said, "You've made it too perfect." And I had to go back and really dig deep to make it, to find that edge on it. So on this record, he's come in and, you know, I send him the files and he'll work on them, and then I look forward to receiving his version of it. And there's a part on that would have been the beginning of side 2 of one of the long pieces. What I'd started with this, you know, grand piano thing. It was lovely, it was atmospheric, but it was tuneful. But Tom had found this vocal bit I'd done further on, brought it, stuck it on the beginning, run it so it clashed with my piano part, and then put all this weirdness in it. And then it all sort of opens up into this lovely melody, and it just made the melody so much more stronger. And when I first heard it, I thought, oh my God, I can't do that. That's insane. But the more I heard it, and then I sort of brought my own little stamp to it, it's the best part of the record. And it's that thing of feeling uncomfortable musically for 4 or 5 minutes, where you're almost gagging for it to be sort of, you're beaten into submission. So when the melody comes in, oh, it's so much more amplified, and that's what production's about, and that's what Tom does. And you know, because back in the olden days, we would be sitting next to each other in the studio, running up a huge bill and hating each other most probably. But it's like, now it's all fire sharing, it's phoning and playing and talking and stuff. So without having Tom here, I got to put my hat on, my Tom Newman hat on, when I'm working, to think, right, what would Tom suggest here that would be better than what I would obviously do? What's not the obvious? And it works. So I'm slowly learning. I'm slowly discarding my BBC sound engineer's coat and unleashing the punk dark side that Tom loves. And you can hear it on this record, but you know, he just brings so much to the table, and it's, you know, I pinch myself really, because you think this is the guy that sat in the room when Mike played the first opening of Tubular Bells and pressed record. You know, he's done that. So it's like, you got to have respect, and that's what I've got for Tom, and it's amazing working with him.